everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Tonight, the family of Graham Locker, who went missing back in June, is now offering a reward for information leading to a safe reunion.
Our Madeline Gernhardt has more.
Graham Locker's family is now offering a $500 reward for information leading to his reunion with them. Locker fled the Dorothea Dix Psychiatric Center in Bangor on June 6th and has not been seen since. His family members say that he suffers from schizophrenia and is afraid of people. In a press release from Locker's family, his mother, Tammy Locker Scully, expressed that there is no official active investigation or search for her son at this time.
Enormous frustration has led us to the point of offering a reward. We've looked tirelessly for him ourselves and done everything that we could possibly think of to raise public awareness and try to find him. And at this point, we're just desperate.
With the Bangor Police Department having stepped back from the investigation, Scully has been left with only the help of the public in the search for her son.
The time to find Graham was during the first 72 hours of his disappearance. And the local authorities did not conduct an immediate and thorough search during those 72 hours. They did a cursory search at the beginning that yielded nothing, and then they basically did nothing for another 5 or 6 days.
Locker is 5'11" and approximately 200 pounds. He has long brown hair, a beard, blue eyes, and prescription eyeglasses with black frames. Police have said if you see Locker, you should not pursue him. Instead, a short video or photograph should be taken to assist in his identification.
Right now, we believe someone has seen him. They either are misguided in thinking they're helping him, or they don't realize that he's at risk and missing. So the most vital thing that ordinary people like us can do is to raise awareness.
We reached out to the Bangor Police Department for comment. They had no new information to report. In order to help in the search, Scully encourages anyone to visit the Facebook page Missing Graham Locker and to spread the information available on their page. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is encouraged to message the Facebook page Missing Graham Locker or to contact the Bangor Police Department at 207-947-7384.
Switching gears now, last year the state of Maine introduced a program which made school breakfast free to all students regardless of family income. Now the Full Plates, Full Potential program is encouraging families to fill out their school meal benefit forms to ensure the free meal service can continue. The school meal benefit form is used to determine the amount of funding a district receives in a year, which also contributes to whether students will receive free meals after school and during the summer. Some families will also be able to receive extra grocery benefits through the pandemic EBT program. Executive Director Justin Strasburger says it's important for all parents to fill out the form, even if some don't see the need to do so.
So for us to accurately count the number of students who would qualify for free or reduced, even though it doesn't matter in terms of that point of service, it matters in terms of how we build the federal government. And so we want that money, as much money coming back from the federal government so that the state is on the hook for as little as possible. And that, we believe, will help ensure the long-term success of this program.
Strasburger says the forms are free to fill out and the income data is only reported to the school district. Families can access a universal link to the online application at feedkids.me. For more information about Full Plates, you can visit fullplates.org.
Overdose Awareness Day on August 31st is recognized internationally as a day for community members to come together to grieve the loss of life due to overdoses. Local nonprofit Save a Life Recovery Resource Center provides recovery resources to people who have been affected by substance use disorders, and they are hosting a candlelight vigil at the Lincoln Town Gazebo this Wednesday at 7 p.m. The vigil will have a visual presentation of the just over 500 lives lost due to overdoses in Maine during the year 2020, with a purple ribbon hung on a banner to represent each loss. Resource Center Director Kelly Cookson told our colleagues at Good Morning Maine what often keeps people from seeking help.
Stigma and shame are huge barriers. So in talking to people in the community, I think once they recognize that they can begin to speak to somebody who is not going to judge them, it really opens up a flow of conversation.
For the full interview, you can head to foxbangor.com.
Maine's birth rate has been declining for decades now, and because of that, some hospitals are cutting labor and delivery services, creating a hardship for many expectant mothers. But as Brad Rogers shows us, a new influx of federal money aims to bolster maternity care in Maine's rural hospitals.
Doctors are expected to make 4 deliveries today in the maternity ward at Stevens Memorial Hospital. They and other rural hospitals also got a special delivery today, a $1 million federal grant for each of the next 4 years. Money that will bolster obstetric and labor and delivery care in rural Maine communities.
It is just unacceptable that we don't have the comprehensive network of access to maternal health care services that we need in all communities across the country. And you feel that acutely in rural communities.
The challenges this and other rural maternity wards face include staffing shortages, families with no means to pay, and declining birth rates. Not only that, several hospitals no longer deliver newborns, including St. Mary's Regional Medical Center in Lewiston as of a month ago.
1/3 of Maine's rural hospitals have closed to labor and delivery.
The head of Maine Health's OBGYN department says right now expectant mothers in rural Maine are twice as likely to have complications with their pregnancy and twice as likely to deliver prematurely.
And so there is a huge impact to that mother. You drive further for care, you maybe don't make it to all of the appointments that you need to make it to. You're much more likely to not deliver your baby in a hospital because you can't make it to the hospital on time.
117 miles. You pass by 2 hospitals, but neither one of them do labor and delivery.
Without those hospitals, some expectant mothers have to drive a half hour to more than an hour to get to a hospital with a maternity ward. This federal funding is to make sure the situation doesn't get worse in Maine.
We don't want any further hospitals to close labor and delivery.
The new federal money will be used to establish a statewide labor and delivery telehealth network to assist all rural hospitals in Maine with labor and delivery virtually. The money will also be used to bolster prenatal care for expectant mothers with special health concerns like diabetes and high blood pressure.
And that was Brad Rogers reporting. Meanwhile, Governor Mills recognized healthcare workers at the Millinocket Regional Healthcare Center today. Governor Mills met with the hospital CEO to talk about how the state can support healthcare staff and strengthen recruitment and retention efforts. She also thanked the healthcare workers for all of their efforts over the past 2 years.
Really surpassed expectations and made their mark during the COVID pandemic, getting people vaccinated. They had the highest vaccination rate of any hospital. So we're very proud of that and their cooperation to keep people safe, keep people alive.
The governor also met with local business leaders to talk about efforts to rejuvenate the region and to see projects that are already underway before touring the Katahdin Higher Education Center. Low fuel supplies in the U.S. Northeast are raising concerns that an extreme weather event could cause supply disruptions. The Department of Energy says diesel fuel and heating oil are more than 60% below the 5-year average in New England. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm is convening a meeting of regional governors after Labor Day to discuss the situation. She's also urging governors to take whatever steps they can to shore up supplies. An industry representative says the situation should improve in September and October. In a statement, the Mills administration said in part, quote, Governor Mills has co-signed with other New England governors engaging the U.S. Department of Energy about the outlook for winter heating season in New England, which includes specific requests to address fuel supply concerns for the region. The Mills administration looks forward to DOE's upcoming convening of states about fuel supply and urges the agency to expedite its scheduling in order to pursue strategies to ensure reliability of heating fuel supplies this winter, end quote.
Well, gas prices are continuing their downward trend. Thankfully, they fell more than 16 cents a gallon in the past week. According to Gas Buddy's survey of more than 1,200 stations around the state, the average price is now $3.99 a gallon. Now, that's almost 59 cents a gallon lower than a month ago, but still 90 cents a gallon higher than a year ago. You see that margin narrowing there. Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum for Gas Buddy, says in part, quote, the national average has declined for another week, extending the slide for an 11th straight week. Gas prices are now $1.20 per gallon lower than mid-June, with Americans spending $450 million less on gasoline every day as a result. And that's definitely a big number and a big decline, one that I'm sure lots of us are very thankful to see.
Right, and one that we've also been tracking over the past several weeks and months. Glad to see that downward trend continuing.
And really, hopefully, it continues downward because we're still a little high.
Another thing that we're hoping continues is the beautiful weather we've been experiencing.
Beautiful weather, indeed. And with a little bit more on what we can expect in the coming hours, let's take a first look at our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Monday. Your first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. And okay, what a day, right? Partly cloudy skies, high temperatures back near 80. Summer is trying to hold on, and it will do so again tomorrow with high temperatures back in the 80s, followed by cooler air on Wednesday with some rain showers across the area then. But not tonight. It's partly cloudy skies out there tonight, but the air will go calm for a couple hours, and that could mean some locally dense fog again by early parts of tomorrow morning. But then our attention turns over here, so increasing clouds tomorrow. The rain will hold off until early parts of Wednesday, and there could be some locally heavy rainfall on Wednesday. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies with not so low temperatures down near 70. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Bit of a balmy overnight there, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a pretty comfortable time to actually be out and about, but unfortunately, probably not too many people doing that.
Well, you never know. At temperatures like that, they might just stay out on the stoop and chit-chat with neighbors. Who knows? Right. All right, well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the 101st Air Refueling Wing in Bangor is starting a new initiative to address food insecurity within their military families.
And the Challenger Learning Center hosts a watch party in anticipation of a planned moon launch from the Kennedy Space Center. We'll have those stories and much more after this.
Home isn't just about looks. It's how it makes you feel. Calm, or maybe even cozy. And now get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the difference at Jordan's.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Big trucks rule the road. They're dangerous, and they can cause big, bad injuries. But the big trucking companies don't stand a chance against me. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Right now, get more for your money at Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia. Lease a brand new 2023 Kia Forte with an EPA rating of 41 miles per gallon for just $239 a month. Or lease a brand new 2023 Kia Soul with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for just $239 a month. That's right, your choice, just $239 per month. And you'll get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty only at Van Sickle Kia.
More car, more value, less money. I'm Peter Van Sickle, and I want to see you in a Kia.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
The search for America's favorite dancer is on. Powerful! The votes are in. So You Think You Can Dance, Tuesday on Fox.
Need new furniture now but don't have a lot of money to spend? Come save at the Furniture Factory outlet in every Jordan store and get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the style at Jordan's.
Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Joe Cortez and myself will have all your local news updates, including your local sports updates from Dave Peck, and our meteorologist, Devin Biggs, will have all the details for the beautiful forecast of Tuesday and beyond.
A potential solution for controlling an invasive species of fly that has been harming Maine's wild blueberries is now in the trial phase at the University of Maine. Our Matthew Jaroncic has more.
University of Maine's Assistant Professor of Agriculture and Entomology, Philip Fanning, and his group have been in the labs at Deering Hall, testing out how to combat the problem of spotted-winged Drosophila on the loss of wild blueberry crops. Rather than looking to science, they look to nature.
We're currently releasing a small little parasitic wasp
They're pretty small, they're smaller than a grain of rice, but what they do is they oviposit into the spotted-winged Drosophila larvae, thus cancelling it from becoming an adult or stopping it from becoming an adult.
These creatures, known as samba wasps, are not only being used to fix this problem, but also as an alternative solution to protecting the environment. According to Fanning's research, without stopping spotted-winged Drosophila, these flies can destroy up to 80% of crops, causing more than $1.275 billion nationwide. Even though the group is in the beginning stages of testing, they've had to quickly figure out solutions to the early problems they have encountered.
We haven't had a lot of time to develop rearing approaches. So once we got the species here in the University of Maine, we've really put a lot of our time and effort into figuring out how to just rear it in good numbers so we could release them here in Maine at wild blueberry sites.
Fanning says he is positive that his team's research will help fix the prolonged situation.
Our hope would be that this insect will establish here in Maine and it will naturalize and it'll, be a check on spotted-winged Drosophila's populations annually, thus reducing their impacts.
Reporting from Orono, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The Artemis 1 rocket, which was scheduled to shoot for the moon earlier today, never made it past liftoff. A large viewing party gathered at the Challenger Learning Center of Maine to watch the planned moon launch at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. NASA scrubbed the unmanned rocket launch, though, shortly before 9 a.m. due to engine issues. However, that didn't dampen the excitement Mainers shared over the possibility of visiting the moon again, or the small part a Caribou native had in this historic event.
So Jessica Meir is part of the Artemis crew. So hopefully in the upcoming Artemis launches, today's launch will clear it for a crewed launch back to the moon, and she might be one of the astronauts.
I look forward to seeing it shoot upward. You don't get many chances to see things actually go into space or like that.
And we landed on the moon was back in 1972. NASA says the next available opportunity for Artemis 1 to blast off will be this Friday.
So cool just to think about it. All right, well, the 101st Air Refueling Wing in Bangor is starting a new initiative to address food insecurity within their own military families. Our Joe Cortez has the details.
According to the University of Maine, the state ranks 9th for food insecurity, and 1 in 5 children are experiencing an inadequate amount of food.
We first realized this when some stories came out on the national level during this past winter, and our mental health team has had airmen come to them and express this same issue. So leadership decided we were going to take a direct response to it, and we decided to set up our own food pantry here on base.
The USDA reports food at home spending increased from $888 billion in 2020 to $955 billion in 2021.
Depending on how much you're making, that's the difference between eating and not eating. So this will make a difference for some people.
The 101st Air Refueling Wing has just opened up a food pantry, Meals for Maniacs, which will help combat food insecurity for all families in their branch. Lieutenant Colonel Jolene Brown says the Maniacs are proud they have a deep family heritage.
We're certainly capable to grow, but initially we're just eager to get the word out and let the rest of the Maniac family know, Army side and air, that we're open and we're eager to help.
With record inflation, prices for necessities are only making the problem worse. But they say having a unique bond can make all the difference when you work together to help a brother or sister in need.
It really pulls the heartstrings when I see all the support, everyone coming together. And it's just, I was a veteran, and, in the military, a family is a big thing. We're there for one another. It's good to see that kind of support.
If you're looking to donate or pick up, you can contact the Military Family and Readiness Office. In Bangor, I'm Joe Cortez for ABC7 and Fox 22.
Well, serious warning tonight for pet owners as officials say a toxic blue-green algae may have formed at the Twin Brook Recreational Facility in Cumberland. The algae is very dangerous to dogs, and Megan Wilgus spoke to a resident whose dogs were exposed recently.
Elena Girardin was walking her 2 dogs, Stella and Luna, here at the Twin Brook Recreation Area just over a week ago. That very next night, they started showing symptoms of blue-green algae exposure.
she was walking kind of stiff. My other dog, Stella, tried to jump on the bed and yelped in pain. They just became almost walking zombies. They just weren't with it.
Girardin brought both dogs to the vet.
They didn't know what it was at first. It was either lepto or some sort of toxin, since both had it.
After going back home, Luna started to have seizures.
We decided to bring her in to have her euthanized, and our vet Thursday called and asked if they could take some samples from her to help find answers.
The results showed blue-green algae exposure, something the town's director of communications says is unusual.
This blue-green algae is dangerous, but it is also usually thriving in really warm, sunny conditions, and obviously this summer has been a little different than what we're usually experiencing here in Maine.
Girardin's other dog, Stella, also had to be put down a few days later.
I don't want anyone to have to go through this. It was not a pleasant way for them to go. They were suffering. And it was awful to watch and to have to make that decision of like when to put down, when not to put down. Could we do any more?
The town contacted the Maine Department of Environmental Protection about the possible bloom. The algae is not always easy to spot, and for now, the town is urging people and dogs to avoid all bodies of water in town.
Typically, it looks like that you can kind of see it as almost a slimy looking substance on the top of the water. However, as you can tell, a lot of the water is low and kind of murky as it is.
Miller says the Maine Department of Environmental Protection is scheduled to start testing for algae blooms in all bodies of water in Cumberland on Wednesday. They're expected to get the results by Friday.
Just so heartbreaking. Our thoughts and prayers go out to that dog owner. It's just so unbelievably awful. A really terrible situation that no one wants to experience, but it's obviously something that's really important to be aware of if you are a dog owner, to be very careful near bodies of water. About where your pups are swimming, for sure. All right. Well, still to come on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22. The Justice Department says some items the FBI took from Mar-a-Lago that may be covered by attorney-client privilege. The latest twist in the investigation into former President Trump. And just 10 weeks to go until the midterm elections, and Democrats now seem to have a bit more momentum. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
The 201 horsepower turbocharged Kia Forte GT. Finally a reason to pull those aviators out of the glove compartment. Get 3.49% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Forte.
Prices are up. The economy is weak. Maine families are drowning. But instead of helping, Jared Golden cast one of the deciding votes for Biden's new massive spending bill that will make inflation even worse. Tax hikes for nearly everyone, and up to 87,000 new IRS agents who could harass the middle class. Times are tough. When Maine families needed a lifeline, Jared Golden threw us an anchor. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for content of this advertising.
You dream big. You think big. You rise up to tackle big challenges. At Camden National Bank, we're rolling up our sleeves alongside you, keeping pace to help you make things happen. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing small about your business.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Skeletons. 6 feet deep, like could have been so sweet, bro. Skeletons. Fasten your seatbelts, call the police when I start to believe.
Get 3.49% APR for up to 48 months in the purchase of a new 2023 Soul.
Wanted
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
A federal judge has signaled she's prepared to appoint an independent arbiter to review the materials that were seized in Mar-a-Lago. But the request may have come too late, as the Justice Department says it has already reviewed the documents. Fox's Madeline Rivera has more from Washington.
Another twist in a battle over classified documents that ended up at Mar-a-Lago. A federal judge nominated by former President Trump in 2020 indicates she'll likely grant his request for an independent party to go through the items that the FBI took from his home.
The whole point of a special master is to ensure that documents that are not arguably classified are returned back to Trump.
But the Justice Department claims it's already done that job, saying its team identified items that may be protected by attorney-client privilege. That could undercut the Trump team's request for a special master unless the two sides disagree.
We're not in a position where we can really have a lot of faith in that. We still need judicial intervention.
This should have been a motion that the Trump team filed the day after the raid. The DOJ clearly made fast work of this.
While that plays out, intelligence officials are busy assessing the national security risks that came with storing top-secret documents in Mar-a-Lago.
A worst-case scenario, there could be several, but one that comes readily to mind, of course, which others have spoken to, is the potential identity of a human asset that we've recruited in a foreign country.
The Director of National Intelligence is expected to brief top lawmakers about the agency's assessment. The White House says it's not involved in the review and has not been briefed. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
The United Nations has sent investigators to a nuclear power plant in southeastern Ukraine, which has been the focus of fighting between Ukrainian troops and Russian invaders. There are growing concerns about possible radiation exposure. Fox's Alex Hogan is in Kyiv with the latest.
New satellite images show damage and holes in a roof near the reactors at the Zaporizhzhia power plant, prompting fears of a potential radiation disaster. Relentless fighting also sparking this inferno in nearby neighborhoods. Now, after months of attempting to gain access to the facility, experts from the International Atomic Energy Agency have made it to Ukraine.
This mission will be the hardest in the history of IAEA, given the active combat activities.
Delegates will examine the functionality of the facility and check safety systems. The Kremlin argues this trip is needed, but it won't lead to a demilitarized zone, which foreign governments have been demanding. Russia sharing this footage today of the Chinese military arriving for its annual strategic military exercises. 50,000 Russian personnel will reportedly partake in the war games, which begin tomorrow. Back on the war front, Russian bombardments in the east prompting the governor of Sloviansk to urge everyone to escape.
They shell us constantly. There is no help, no water, no food.
And in the south, Russia today is touting territorial gains near Mykolaiv. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is promising to regain occupied territories.
Ukraine will return, for sure.
Troops are putting those words to action today. Ukraine's armed forces are undertaking counteroffensives in the south near Kherson, reporting to have breached Russia's first line of defense. Countermeasures symbolically falling on Ukraine's Day of Remembrance to honor service members who died in the line of duty. Now, back in Kherson, residents who live in this area are now being told to stock up on food, medicine, and to stay inside. In Kyiv, Ukraine, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Pivoting now in a major change of fortune, Democrats seem to have the momentum going into the November elections. Top Republicans are also shying away from using the term red wave. With control of Congress hanging in the balance, the script seems to have suddenly flipped. Fox's Caroline Shively has more from Washington.
Got a lot of work to do.
10 weeks away from the midterm elections, and it looks like the predicted red wave could be crashing. For months, pundits and politicos have been predicting the House and Senate will flip from Democrat to GOP control by big margins. Late last year, GOP chairwoman Ronna McDaniel was part of the crowd predicting a red wave. But now,
I've been saying forever we don't like the phrase red wave. We have to earn every single seat in the House and the Senate to take it back.
After spending months running away from President Biden and his continuing low poll numbers, some Democrats are now running towards him.
He's a great president. I can't wait for him to get down here. I need his help. I want his help.
That Democratic embrace could be thanks to recent legislative wins on climate change, Medicare, and energy, or more likely on things the president had no control over, like former President Trump's legal troubles and the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade.
I think that decision is going to reverberate very poorly for Republicans who think that women do not have a right to control their own bodies.
Republicans aren't giving up, and they have history on their side. The party out of the White House has gained seats in the House in 36 of the last 39 midterm elections.
We got to go talk to the American people about what's at stake in this election.
President Biden just announced he'll spend Labor Day campaigning in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, two must-win states for both parties. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, healthcare workers at the Millinocket Regional Healthcare Center were recognized by the governor today.
And in sports, the annual Heroes, Hope, and Feeling charity golf event returned to the Bangor Municipal Golf Course for its 12th year. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Shall we give it a try?
It's the adventurous thing to do.
What can the island do for you?
Fantasy Island, Tuesday on Fox.
You're so electric. Love is now electric with the all-new 2023 Subaru Solterra. Zero emissions, all Subaru. Starting at $44,995. You're so electric.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
Here at Versant, we want to help keep you safe near our power lines. Did you know that work or play near wires causes roughly 10% of all power outages? And that state and federal regulations restrict tree trimming up to 20 feet from energized lines.
Be a good neighbor. If you've got work to do near the lines, give us a call here at Versant Power, and we'll help you stay safe.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead costs.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Jason Aldean.
When lights come on.
Rock and Roll Cowboy Tour 2022. Presented by Wolf Moon Bourbon. Saturday, September 10th. Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. With Tracy Lawrence.
Time marches on.
And John Morgan.
If I didn't love.
ACM Artist of the Decade. Jason Aldean.
Let's get this thing started. It's my kind of.
On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com.
Welcome back. A Fairfield motorist ran into a string of bad luck recently when she encountered not one but two flat tires on her way to work. Fortunately, though, she broke down in the right place at the right time, and as Jody Hersey shares, it was a location where she found an unlikely army of automotive angels.
It's the gun community. You know, it's the community we have here. They're, I mean, you know, they're the hunters, they're the providers, they're the protectors. I wouldn't expect anything less from our customers or our staff. So when someone's in need, you know, we're there to help, there to chip in.
A young female driver's commute to work was delayed earlier this month when one of her front tires went flat outside of A&G Shooting in Fairfield. It's a gun shop owned by Adam Hensby.
She was more concerned with getting to work than she was about her car. And you can see when somebody picks up their phone and they don't have any way to call, so we could sense that, this was going to be a bigger burden than what it should have been.
A&G employee Roger Bucher was one of the first to come to her aid.
I asked her about the spare, and like I said, she was down on her luck a little bit trying to go to work, and the spare was also flat.
One of the gun shop's customers gave the unnamed motorists a ride to work, while the employees of A&G Shooting began working on another plan to get the driver's vehicle rolling again. Hensby brought the tires to Tire Warehouse in Waterville, where he soon discovered that they were too damaged to be repaired. So the A&G employees used their own personal money to buy 2 new tires for this complete stranger at a generously discounted rate thanks to Tire Warehouse. Hensby later documented the sequence of events in a Facebook post, which went viral.
It's definitely gotten, over 300,000 views now, so good on Tire Warehouse for helping us out.
Sharing one good deed can lead to another. In Fairfield, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
And looking outside of Maine now, the governor of Mississippi declared a state of emergency as severe flooding battered the city of Jackson. Fox's Robert Ray has the latest.
The whole town is almost flooded. This is ridiculous.
Mississippi fields, businesses, and homes submerged following flooding from the Pearl River. Governor Tate Reeves declaring a state of emergency.
We're going to see the river rise all the way from Jackson all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. We'll see this event continue through probably the rest of this week.
Officials say up to 150 homes in the Jackson area could be impacted. The Mississippi Emergency Management Agency says the Pearl River was predicted to crest at 35.5 feet. The agency said that would be just shy of the major flood stage level of 36 feet.
A large number of the people that are likely to get water in their homes have evacuated. We have 2 shelters open.
Some local residents say the flooding is not as bad as what they've experienced in the past, and they are hopeful they can ride this out.
The skies have been cleared for the past couple of days, so that's a good thing as well. But like I said, we're getting through this. We are resilient.
Meanwhile, in eastern Kentucky, students are heading back to school a month after historic flooding destroyed parts of the state.
We have a lot of kids that, we're going to be picking up in shelters.
And not far from one of the elementary schools, you see this business in destruction, as so many places are. Nonetheless, students and teachers happy to get back to school and find some normalcy. In Lost Creek, Kentucky, Robert Ray, Fox Weather.
And back here at home, Jeff Weller is coming up with our full 5-day so we can see what's heading our way. Obviously, a much calmer picture here.
Yes, absolutely.
High temperatures back in the 80s today, and we are just getting started. We could go for upper 80s across our region again tomorrow, but then some big changes on Wednesday. Those details are coming up.
Mirror, mirror on my 5-piece Tremont bedroom set. Only $9.99. Dresser and mirror, chest, queen bed, even a nightstand. At Bob's Discount Furniture, you get the quality and value you deserve. Even if you like talking to yourself in the mirror.
Get Bob's Discount!
Gas, groceries, school supplies. Everything costs more these days. It's outrageous. Things are tough, and every little bit helps. That's why we've balanced budgets without raising taxes. And we're able to give real money back to Maine people to help them with higher costs.
Fighting inflation instead of each other. One more way Governor Mills puts Maine first.
Looking to keep it fresh this summer? Maine has just the thing. Locally grown fruits, vegetables, and herbs make for delicious cocktail creations like the strawberry jalapeno margarita and the cucumber basil martini, or my favorite, the blueberry mojito. Tall, smooth, and incredibly appealing. Hey, strawberries aren't going to pick themselves. Find these cocktail recipes and hundreds more at mainspirits.com and the Maine Spirits app.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Summer is ending, but the savings are endless at Bob's Discount Furniture. And this Labor Day weekend, we're having a summer send-off celebration at all Bob's locations near you and all 164 stores coast to coast, with 16 new stores this year alone.
Get Bob's Discount!
Lego Masters is back. We are going to blow your minds.
Lego Masters premieres September 21st on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Chevrolet. Come see what the Varney value is all about. We are all about temperatures hanging out in the 80s today. Look at us, right? Here we are in late August, 81 here in Bangor, 82 in Millinocket. We'll take it. Tomorrow is going to be even warmer. We could actually do upper 80s, and a couple of you could get close to 90 tomorrow afternoon. Okay, the wind is all over the place right now, out of the south generally, though. It got a little squirrely for a couple hours today. We had wind gusts near 20 miles per hour. This will go calm for several hours tonight. You know what that means, right? That means some locally dense fog late into early parts of tomorrow morning. Okay, allergies. If you're sniffling and sneezing, it's probably not allergies because tree pollen, grass pollen, weed, and mold all in the low category now. We don't do that very often, folks. So overall, watch that weed pollen, though. It's going to keep going up and up and up and up into the parts of September. All right, so here we are. It's where it's been dry across the west, of course. Decades of drought here. This is where it's been dry. The darker color means more dry. For us, we've had level 1, 2, and 3 drought conditions across the state pretty much all summer long. It includes parts of the Bangor area. So we could use some rainfall, and guess what? There's some rainfall on the way. Not tonight, not tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies out there for us tonight. A gorgeous evening with temperatures hanging out in the 60s and 70s. But what's this? That's our next front, right there. That's moving our direction for late tomorrow night, but more so early parts of Wednesday. And that could give us some locally heavy rainfall on Wednesday. For tonight, though, no worries at all. So increasing clouds tomorrow morning. This darker stuff you see here is actually fog tomorrow. That'll burn off with the sunrise at 6:16 tomorrow morning. And then here we go. We're going to hold off the rain until later on Wednesday morning. But then once it gets going Wednesday, there could be some locally heavy rainfall across the area in 2 bands that come through during the afternoon. And then we're going to clear it all out of here for Thursday and bring a very nice weekend back in the forecast, right? So rainfall, again, we could use all of this. We're talking about a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of rainfall. A couple of us could actually a bit more than that, north and west of the Bangor area, getting into Wednesday afternoon. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies. Some dense fog is likely well after midnight. Look for low temperatures or not so low temperatures down in the 60s, even a couple low 70s for lows tonight with that south breeze around 5 to 10. For tomorrow, all right, I went with 88 for a high temperature. A couple of you could do 90 tomorrow. That's not normal. Otherwise, lots of sunshine, increasing clouds later in the day. And it's going to be humid tomorrow, too. Look for a south wind that could gust near 25. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast by Varney Chevrolet shows tomorrow 88, colder, though, or cooler right on Wednesday with a high of 77 and thunder showers throughout the day. Then we dry out for Thursday and Friday with temperatures back in the 70s.
Thursday and Friday really looking perfect temperature-wise.
Absolutely. Yeah, just got to get through those little bit of rainstorms, and we'll be looking great.
That excessive humidity tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
All righty. Well, you know what's in store at least. And sports is coming up next with Dave Peck, so stay with us.
You know, at Jordan's, we have over 90 different mattresses you can try. That's where Bridget and our sleep techs come in. With a short analysis of you, your sleeping habits, all you have to do is choose the one that's right for you and your budget. Come into Jordan's and meet Bridget.
When Ansley Moore of Better Homes and Gardens wants to know the local forecast, she logs on to foxbangor.com. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
It's the final days of the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer. Check out our great offers on select Ford vehicles. And when you lock in your order, we'll lock in your rate. That's right. Place your custom order on a 2023 Ford F-150 truck, and your interest rate is locked. Even if rates go up before your order comes in, you're protected. That's how Ford is supercharging your summer today. Now, place your order and lock in 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on select Ford trucks.
wherever you are. Whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
Lego Masters is back. We are going to blow your minds. Vote!
Lego Masters premieres September 21st on Fox.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Cooper and Ace Flag have officially arrived at Montverde Academy in Florida. That's where they'll compete against the best high schoolers in the country. And on Monday, Cooper moved one step closer to the very top of that list. ESPN came out with its updated rankings for the class of 2025 prospects, and Flag now sits at second behind Cameron Boozer, son of former NBA star Carlos Boozer. Now, Flag was originally ranked third back in March, but he's only gained more national attention since then, winning gold with Team USA and turning heads throughout the summer's EYBL circuit. We forget about that dunk. You didn't have to see that. I forget about it. Quick memory, move on. Very impressive stuff from Cooper Flag. And again, we will keep you posted as potentially that ranking continues to climb. Only one more place to go, though. For now, we will go to the golf course. On Monday, the Bangor Muni hosted the 12th annual Heroes, Hope, and Healing Golf Tournament, benefiting pediatric cancer patients around the state. Tyler Cruz has more.
Monday was a beautiful day for golf, and here at the Bangor Muni, that is what 140 people were up to at the 12th annual Heroes, Hope, and Healing McDonald's Golf Classic.
To see all the folks that are here, we're sold out. We've got a lot of people out here today, and they're all here for the same reason. They just want to help people.
We love coming out here, and of course it's a great day to get out of the office and enjoy the state of Maine.
Each year, the golf tournament raises money for pediatric cancer. Specifically, Camp Hope, a summer camp opportunity for children and their families, as well as the McDonald's Playroom and Parent Room at the Northern Light Pediatric Cancer Care Center in Brewer.
So we're all here for a great cause. We're all here to raise money and make sure that those patients are most vulnerable, smallest patients can get great care close to home.
Sponsors from around the Bangor community are also stepping up each year. And so far, the event has raised over $600,000 in the past dozen years.
We're really very honored to be part of this organization and part of the event. And I think the bank does a wonderful job of supporting its local communities and proper charitable causes. And it doesn't get much better of a charitable cause than this one.
It feels great to spread awareness. It feels great that we can have this opportunity. Northern Light can have this opportunity to have a golf tournament, fund, raise this money.
Just like previous summers, the event filled up quickly. Their goal, eventually, is to break the $1 million mark.
The $1 million is something I've mentioned for a few years now as a personal goal. You know, I'll feel good real good when we get there. That's what it's all about.
For Northern Lights, all the sponsors, and everyone else involved, seeing this event at capacity year after year really means the world.
It's very moving, and it's very inspiring to know that we have so many people in the community that really just want to give back, and this is a great way for them to do that.
Reporting from Bangor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Ooh, good one, Alicia. All right, thank you, Tyler. So golfing for a great cause is even better on a fantastic day to do it, no less. And it was a pretty good weekend, too. On Sunday night, drivers from New England and beyond flocked to Oxford for the 49th running of the Oxford 250. And there was no shortage of action on the racetrack. Curtis Geary, who won the race back in 2017, had the pole to start things out, but it was Gorham's Joey Pastore who quickly jumped in front. There were a number of cautions throughout the race that kept things interesting all the way, pretty much till the very end, under 10 laps to go. 2020 winner Johnny Clark had the lead at lap 180, but with just 8 laps to go, he would get bumped by Cole Butcher, who'd hang on to capture the win, the first Canadian in 27 years to take home the checkered flag.
Me and Johnny have a lot of respect for each other, so hopefully we get over this and we can do it again soon.
How does it feel to win the Oxford 250?
Oh, it feels great. I'm not really good with my emotions, like I said, so I'm sure it'll feel different come tomorrow.
So the big one next year, congratulations to Cole, but the big one, number 50 for the Oxford 250 is set for 2023. Now we'll close things out with the Patriots. There's been a lot of talk about what this Pats team is, and now that training camp is drawing to a close, what exactly can we take away from what we've seen so far? If the offense's performance versus Vegas was representative of what we can expect for the season, it may be a very rough start to the schedule. The Patriots' first team struggled for the majority of their reps, ending with 2 3-and-outs, an interception, and a field goal, so that's maybe something. I don't know. Offensive struggles have been a theme for most of this year's training camp, specifically with the O-line. But how much can we really take away from just training camp and a handful of preseason games?
You know, what it looks like on paper and what it is in preseason and what it is in the regular season, I don't think they're all the same. People really start attacking you, you start attacking other people, you get a much better feel for what your problems are, maybe what your strengths are, how good they actually are.
And I think that's a fair point to say, but definitely reason to be concerned. But still, football is football, and the Patriots will open things up versus Miami in just a couple of weeks. Alrighty, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
The 201 horsepower turbocharged Kia Forte GT. Finally a reason to pull those aviators out of the glove compartment. Get 3.49% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Forte.
Prices are up. The economy is weak. Maine families are drowning. But instead of helping, Jared Golden cast one of the deciding votes for Biden's new massive spending bill that will make inflation even worse. Tax hikes for nearly everyone, and up to 87,000 new IRS agents who could harass the middle class. Times are tough. When Maine families needed a lifeline, Jared Golden threw us an anchor. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Come on down! Come on down! Come on down! You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
I'll take The Price is Right instant ticket, please.
Play The Price is Right instant ticket from the Maine Lottery today. Win up to $250,000 instantly. Or enter for your chance to win a trip to Las Vegas for a chance to win up to $50 million in the Come On Down Challenge. Come on down!
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
Skeletons. 6 feet deep, like, could have been so sweet, bro. Skeletons. Fasten your seatbelts, call the police when I start to believe.
Get 3.49% APR for up to 48 months in the purchase of a new 2023 Soul.
One at a time.
Digital and music releases this week include a popular Western drama prequel, an animated family comedy, and more. Here's Fox's Kristen Goodwin with the list of new releases.
The wrestling creatures from the animated family comedy Rumble topped this week's list of what's new in home entertainment. Will Arnett leads the voice cast as Steve, a giant orange furry beast who trains to become a pro wrestling champion. The film is currently available to own on digital and will be released on Blu-ray and DVD October 18th.
Owl Cove, we truly appreciate you being here to help out our seniors.
Jenna Ortega stars in the horror comedy American Carnage. The film centers on a group of undocumented teenage immigrants who fight for their lives at an evil nursing home where they were forced to volunteer in exchange for their freedom.
Golf. I'm going to have a crack at the British Open.
The Phantom of the Open is based on the true story of Maurice Flitcroft, a British shipyard crane operator who infamously shot the worst round in the British Open history in 1976.
The road west is filled with failures.
Small screen favorites available to own. The Paramount Plus Western drama 1883 is the prequel to the Emmy-nominated series Yellowstone. It chronicles the Dutton family's ancestors' journey through the West, where their legacy started. The show stars Sam Elliott and real-life superstar couple Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Run, Moses. Run for your life.
Season 1 of the AMC crime drama 61st Street centers on a high school track star who gets caught up in the Chicago criminal justice system. And for music fans, British artist Youngblood releases his self-titled third album. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Fright could be a delight, maybe $1,300 worth if you're willing. Dish Network thinks 13 could be your lucky number. The satellite TV network is hosting its third Stephen King movie marathon this fall, and it wants one horror fan to watch 13 films based on King's books. The contest winner will wear a Fitbit to track their heart rate and watch them all in the dark. If you're the Fright person, you'll get $1,300, a swag bag, and plenty of popcorn. The winner has all of October to watch the 13 films.
I do not think I am the person for that job. Well, in other news, movie news, though, for one day, movie theaters across the country will offer a discount on movie tickets. The Cinema Foundation, a nonprofit group, will give movie fans tickets to a movie for just $3 on Saturday, September 3rd. It's part of National Cinema Day. More than 3,000 theaters and screens are participating, such as AMC, Regal, and some non-franchise theaters as well. The one-day event could become a regular one. Check with the National Cinema Foundation to find out which theaters near you will participate.
It sounds like a great opportunity to get out to the theater. And lastly tonight, a new survey finds some people favor taking pictures of their pets rather than of their loved ones. Human loved ones, I should say. Market research company One Poll surveyed 2,000 pet owners. They found that a third of pet owners have more photos of their furry friends than of humans on their phones. 27% of participants say they have more photos of their children. The figure was even lower when they were asked about photos of their spouse or partners. The survey also found the average pet owner snaps more than 400 pictures of their pets every year. And you know, that's a figure that I believe as a pet owner myself, and I'm probably guilty of the same.
I think that might be accurate, at least in the overall sense. You can use my photo roll as evidence. Good night.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC7, right now for ABC7 News at 11.
The secret of every great chef is their knives and how well they sharpen them. Imagine a knife taking this much abuse.